Picture the last time you bought a concert ticket. The screen says $90. By the time you pay, it's $120. Everyone has felt that. Everyone agrees on the villain. The name on the fee is Ticketmaster, probably the most hated company in America. So here's a strange question, and the whole story turns on it. Why is there a fee that everyone hates, that nobody will get rid of, and that Ticketmaster is perfectly happy to be blamed for? Because the answer isn't that Ticketmaster is greedy. It's that being hated is one of the things Ticketmaster gets paid for. You have been yelling at the wrong window, and somebody on the other side of it is very glad you are. Your $30 did not vanish. Somebody has it. Let's go and find them. You think that fee is Ticketmaster reaching into your pocket. Mostly, it is not. About 2/3 of that fee belongs to the venue. On a $30 fee, 20 goes to the building you are standing in, 10 goes to the company you are angry at. The venue has never once had to explain that. You have never once thought to ask. You are yelling at the checkout screen. The checkout screen did not set the price. So one question runs the rest of this video. If everyone hates the fee, who on earth supports it? To answer that, go back to 1982. Ticketmaster is a small, losing company. The market leader is a firm called Ticketron, and it makes its money the obvious way. It charges the venue to sell the venue's tickets, roughly a quarter per ticket. The venue pays for the service, so it's always shopping for a cheaper deal. Then Ticketmaster hires a lawyer named Fred Rosen, who does something almost nobody in business does. He turns the invoice around. His pitch to the venue is this: Ticketron charges you a quarter a ticket. I won't charge you anything. I'll pay you. I'll put a fee on the fan instead and hand you the bigger half of it. All you give me is the exclusive right to sell every ticket in your building. For the venue owner, a cost just became a revenue stream. The box office is now a check that arrives every month. Rosen said it plainly for the rest of his life. We serve the public, but our clients were the venues and the promoters. The person buying the ticket was never the customer. The person selling the seat was. And the fee carries Ticketmaster's name, not the venue's. Rosen is offering to be hated for a living. Ticketron is now competing against free. Worse than free. Within 10 years, Ticketmaster buys what's left of it. So why did the venues say yes? And keep saying yes for 40 years? Because you can't say no to being paid instead of charged. But saying yes came with a string attached. The string was exclusivity. In exchange for that reversed invoice, the venue signs a long contract giving Ticketmaster the sole right to sell its tickets. Every seat in the building, and these deals often come with real cash up front. That word, exclusive, is the whole machine. Once a venue signs, no rival can sell a single seat in that building. However good its technology, however low its fee, the competitor isn't beaten in the market. It's locked out of the room before the market opens. In 2010, Ticketmaster merged with Live Nation, the world's largest concert promoter, which books the tours and often owns the venue too. The Justice Department let it through under a decree. For 10 years, the combined company could not punish venues for choosing a rival ticketer. Guess how long that lasted? In 2019 and 2020, the Justice Department found the company had broken that decree repeatedly, pressuring venues to use Ticketmaster and retaliating against ones that didn't. The government extended the decree and added a penalty for each future violation. Still yelling at the same window, behind it, 2 people are splitting the money, and only one of them has your attention. So what happens the day a whole country of fans tries to look behind the glass? Twice, the surface cracked. November 2022, Taylor Swift announces the Eras Tour, and 3.5 million people register for the pre-sale. The system buckles. Fans sit in queues for hours. Ticketmaster cancels the public sale outright. The busiest week in history of being hated for a living. That did what a decade of opinion pieces couldn't. 2 months later, the Senate hauled Live Nation into a hearing where senators from both parties quoted Taylor Swift lyrics at the witness. Yes, really. And between the lyrics, a word senators rarely say out loud: monopoly. Then the lawyers. In 2024, the Justice Department and 30 states sued, calling it an illegal monopoly. The company denied it and said again the fees are the venue's decision. In March 2026, the government settled and Ticketmaster stayed whole. The states refused the deal, took it to a jury, and won every count. But look at what all of it was about: the size of the company, not the shape of the fee. Everyone was finally yelling at the right company and still about the wrong bill. So who is the fee for? Not Ticketmaster. It's a bill the venue would otherwise have to charge you itself, at its own box office, under its own name, and be hated for. Fred Rosen's move in 1982 was to shift that bill onto a screen with someone else's logo on it. The venue keeps the bigger half of the fee and none of the anger. Ticketmaster keeps the smaller half and all the anger. That's why nobody kills it. The venues can't afford to. They're addicted to be paid instead of paying. And Ticketmaster can't because absorbing the blame is the service it sells. The design is 40 years old and it still works perfectly. You can blame the cashier, never the store. The most hated company in America is hated, in part, for a living. And the venues have been buying the service ever since. Now you know how they made it. Not by inventing a fee, not by being greedier than anyone else, by reversing one invoice and moving the bill onto one screen you'll always blame. It's the cheapest thing Ticketmaster sells and the most valuable thing it owns. Your anger pointed one window to the left. So here's the real question: who else is getting paid to be hated?